Good morning. I'm Donnie Smith, Executive Director of Dyetts House.
I'm Che Ryanfest Smith, Creative Director of Dyetts House.
And we are here for our digital open house at our new home. Our new home is Walter Dyetts High School for the Arts. We're actually standing just outside of the school, right here on 51st and St. Lawrence, closest to 51st and King Drive, which is that way. And we're basically just going to take you guys on a tour. We want you to see the facility. We want you to see our new office.
And we want to welcome you. We want to welcome you to come in and be a part of Dyetts House and be a part of helping young people to find their dreams and their truths through art. We're in Chicago right now, so it's real cold.
It's super cold, and so we're actually not going to spend a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and have the camera pan to the building so that you guys can see the building, and then we're going to get moving. So yeah, this campus, Dyetts High School, is at the edge of the Bronzeville community, and so basically, you know, it's bordered by Back of the Yards, it's bordered by Washington Park, Inglewood,
It's the
Hyde
south side,
Park,
Bronzeville,
basically the
yeah.
south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's a historic, predominantly African American community. And so now we're just gonna walk toward the school.
Dyetts High School is an art high school. So the whole thing is to motivate young people on what you can be in the arts, not just as a rapper or a singer, but as a musician, somebody who plays instruments, somebody who's behind the scenes. How do we not only make art, how do we take our art and economize it? How do we make money from doing art? How do we not just paint stop signs but make Picassos, you know? And so that's why we're so proud to be a part of an institution like Dyetts, where it's not just a Chicago school, it's not just a Chicago public school, it's an artist school. I feel like it's the school for the X-Men. So come on, let's develop our power.
To our left is the community garden. So what's great about Dyetts is that, you know, the students are gonna graduate well-rounded. Even though it's an art school, you see here that students are getting hands-on experience, like with gardening and agriculture and that kind of thing. And you guys can see as we're walking to the school, notice all of the beautiful art. So to our right there's some mosaic art, very colorful and beautiful. And so the students have the opportunity to have their art actually featured, like as a part of the building, which is super dope. And we're gonna see more examples of that as we take our tour.
And we want, man, like, you know, and the dream is to make not only the school, not only the South Side, but make Chicago a city of art. Everywhere we go around the city, you should see murals. You should hear music. You should see people outside celebrating the things that we create. Like, that's what builds community. And I think, you know, sometimes we don't understand how important art and vision is to, like, people being happy. And peace in the city, you know what I mean? Peace in the city comes from the various colors and the various experiences.
And so the building just across the park is the Armory. So you guys are probably familiar with that. And then earlier this summer, they had the Universal Circus. And so the backyard of Dyetts High School is Washington Park, which is also home to the DeSable Museum of African American History. And we're excited, once the weather warms up, we actually want to start doing as much stuff as we can outside as well. Now we're walking through the parking lot, so if you drive to the school, you know, you would take that right on St. Lawrence, and then you will park in the parking lot back here, and then you will walk to door 4. Door 4 is where you walk to actually enter into the building, and it's behind the school. There's only one entrance. So, you know, if you come to see Dyetts House when we're open during our office hours, just make sure you enter through the correct door. We want to show you guys these beautiful stairs. They say, we believe in you, you're strong, you're brilliant. How great is it that the first thing you see when you walk in the building is actually affirmations, positive affirmations. And then when you come in, you sign in here at the desk, so make sure you do that. Super important.
Tell them they got to be sure to sign in, bro. You can't just walk past. You can't get, see, he don't even talk. You can't get past this guy. You got to sign in, man.
Okay, now we're going to keep going. Follow us. And as we come down the stairs, you can see some more beautiful artwork featuring different universities that have art programs. So I'm going to have the cameras just turn around real quick so that you can look at all of the universities, including HBCUs, Howard, Spelman, etc., that are featured on the staircase here. Okay, and follow us. Now we're about to walk through the library.
One of the things, especially in Chicago public schools, that the activists have been fighting for is just having school libraries, having books that fill the library shelves. Like, it's so important that as we learn how to be artists, we also get knowledge of history. We also get knowledge of other musicians and things that inform our art. So we're so happy that as you walk into Dyetts High School, one of the first spaces you have to walk through is the library.
And you can see they have like the little individual pods where, if you want some time to yourself as a student, you can get that. And the other thing we want you guys to see, and one of the reasons that we love this building, is that there's so much natural art, and light in the building. A lot of times, and I worked for Chicago Public Schools for 12 years prior to running Dyetts House, and I can tell you, the buildings sometimes feel like fortresses because it's all concrete, there's no light that comes in, so it's super inspirational.
I wouldn't even say fortress, I say prison. We don't want our learning institutions to look and feel like prisons. We want them to be spaces that have color and spaces that are creative and that inspire like new ways of thinking. So that's why when we entered this space at Dyett, one of the things we were excited about was not only how much space, but how much color it has, how bright it is. So come on.
And the mascot for the school is actually an eagle. And so metaphorically,
we're soaring.
That's right.
You ever, be like, man, why my school don't look like the ones on TV? Man, finally our school on the south side look like the ones on TV. Now we can get some learning done.
And what's great, we're passing by one of the band classrooms, and so it's amazing that the students have, instruments, and they have like state-of-the-art facilities that they can use. And how great is it that Dyett opened their doors to a community program like Dyetts House to be able to partner and use these state-of-the-art facilities. So come with us, still walking.
Where we going?
Well, now we're on our way to one of my personal favorite components of the building, and that is the community mural that talks about how the school was actually started. And so,
there was and we'll tell you just a little bit as we go to the space. Everyone knows that in Chicago there was a massive school shutdown. A lot of schools were closing, and this school was on the chopping block to be closed. As big as this school is, look at the outside space that we have here. Even this space is a meditative space, you know what I'm saying, for students and teachers and community. And this beautiful space was on its way to being closed with 52 other schools that have been closed in our city. And one of the things that we're grateful for in Chicago is the community. Chicago is a city that is made up of neighborhoods. And when those neighborhoods are threatened by closures and disinvestments, one of the things you always see in Chicago that just amazes people every time is how we come together. How we come together as a community to save our spaces. And this was a beautiful, beautiful space that the neighborhood came together and made happen. So, it just goes to show, man, when community stands together, we can accomplish anything.
So take a peek at the words that are on the floor here. activate, organize, and
Sing.
sing.
Or you can read it the other way around. Sing, organize, and activate.
Right.
And you know, our voices is how we come together to make stuff happen. Our voices is how we come together to make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? And or we make stuff happen, we come together and we sing it to the world. However you want to read it. You know what I mean? But this is the space that was made as a tribute to what had to be done to keep this school alive. Now we talked a little bit about how the community organized to keep the school. Now we want to talk about how the community organized to keep the school. There are people who sat in this school and went through a hunger strike. They didn't eat.
For 37 days.
For 37 days, they didn't eat anything to let the government know and to let the powers that thought that they were, that the true power was the people. And the people sacrificed food to have another kind of nourishment. And when you look, this honors those sacrifices. These people are living ancestors. These people are like living legends in our community. And so I would encourage you, even if you don't come down to Donda's house to partake or Dyetts to partake in the arts or the music program, please come down and pay homage to the people who make things happen in our community, to the people who are living ancestors.
And what's important about this is when you see the date, this is 2015.
Yep.
And so, you know, a lot of times when we talk about, activating our voices and social justice and that kind of thing, people think that, you know, it was the 60s and it was the 50s and it was something that happened long ago, when really people are doing things every day to positively impact their communities. And the fact that we're here and we're standing in this building right now, and what I also love that the students were responsible for helping to create this mural. And so the students who are here right now, it's 9th and 10th graders, they actually are connected to the reason why they're able to be in this building through art. And that, to us, that is like the power of art. And so we'll have, you can we'll try to get a little as close as possible so that you can actually see the newspaper articles, the collages, all of those things. And then we'll talk a little bit about the other mural on the other side.
And it's special to have a place, right, where we can sit and meditate and talk and have conversations and think. It's very special, the feeling in this room. Like when somebody makes sacrifices for us to have something, did you all feel how the school is great, but when you walk in this room, there's another energy in here. And these people are still living. We can create energies that last for a lifetime in special spaces. And that's what we're doing at Donda's house. And that's what Dyetts is doing in the community. And we encourage you, if nothing else, come to Dyetts and sit in this room and meditate on community. You'll feel the energy.
And then on the other side of the mural that we just showed you, the installation, is another mural depicting the history of the Bronzeville community. And so when African Americans during the Great Migration first started coming to Chicago, Bronzeville was actually the only place in the city, one of the first places in the city that they were allowed to live. And due to segregation and racism, they were just packed into this community. And so you see at the end of the mural a family migrating here to Chicago. You see on the other end of the mural, Mr. Walter Dyett. Walter Dyett was actually a music teacher at a school that's not too far from here at the Dyetts High School. And he impacted so many individuals, like so many gospel singers and other people of note. And so this building was named after him. And what's great is now, this building is fulfilling Dyetts' mission, because his whole thing was he was a music teacher, he was an art teacher, and so how great is it that now this is an arts school on the south side of Chicago for mostly African American students.
And you can see the spirit of Walter Dyett coming out into the community, filling it with color and art. It's a beautiful thing.
And then when we talk about professional arts, there's actually a list here of all of the students who worked on this project. And so these students' names are etched in history. And it's a great lesson in how you can do something that makes an impact, but then you also are noted, you're validated and you get credit for it. And then Dorian Sylvain is actually an amazing artist from Chicago who does lots of murals and other projects. And so here you got an intergenerational thing happening with a well-known, Chicago artist working with students in the community. And what we hope at Dyetts House is to facilitate more of those intergenerational relationships. So now we're going to go upstairs to the Black Box Theater
and put more names on the wall. This place is so dope. This is so dope. I love this place.
I do too. And so what's great about this space, if you follow Dyetts House, you would know that we actually kicked off this partnership last week by bringing hip hop artist Vic Mensa to the school. So Vic Mensa sat right up here. We actually had all of the students in the building to participate in that assembly. And he talked about his journey as an artist and all of those things. Starting in March, we're gonna start having a bi-weekly open mic in this space. And so we're gonna invite Kenwood High School, South Shore High School,
DuSable High School,
all of the high schools that are in this community on the south side, to come here and to participate in our open mic. And what's great about our open mic is that artists are actually going to be able to get feedback. So one of the things that we're real big on Dyetts House is artist development. So we don't want to just do an open mic. We actually want artists to come perform their pieces and to be able to get feedback from their peers and from some of the mentors and artists who will also be participating. And so, we did a program with Second City a few years ago. How great would it be to get improv popping, here in this space? So this is the Black Box Theater, one of the largest spaces in the building, and we look forward to continuing to do great work there. There's actually a beautiful screen that comes down as well, so we can do film screenings in this space. And to me, it looks like a college campus.
Oh man, but not just can do, just we have to do. Like, we have to do film screenings, and I think one of the great visions would be like doing independent film screenings, like of independent films, of old films, and maybe even having communal conversations about films like The Spook Who Sat by the Door by Samuel Greenlee, who was a great Chicagoan that lived on the South Side, made a historic book that turned into a film. Like, these are the type of things we are definitely going to bring.
And tonight, we're actually taking 10 students from Dyetts High School with some of our Dyetts House artists over to Studio Movie Grill because they're doing a pre-screening of the Showtime series, The Chi, and then Lena Waithe.
Executive produced by Common and
Lena Waithe, who will be doing a Q&A after the film screening. So the great thing about our partnership here at Dyett is that we're able to get these connections to high-profile people in the industry and get the students front row seats to those experiences, like we did with Vic Mensa, like we're doing tonight over at Studio Movie Grill. And so now we're going to go back to the community side of the building. So you just saw the mural about all of the people who helped to make this a reality. Well, now we're going to actually show you the space in the building where the community lives. So you can follow us. And we just love this space. It makes you want to just like get busy as an artist. Super inspiring.
The color of it is, to be able to make black look so bright, to be able to make black have so much light, and it's all black, and it's all bright, and it's all right.
And before we head to the next space, we actually want to let you know that you can give Dyetts House a housewarming gift. We are
Yes.
accepting
Yes.
donations, and in order to donate, you can do it a couple of ways. You can text DH, D as in David, H as in Happy, to 243-725. Again, that's text DH to 243-725, which is, you can also, it's BidPal, BIDPAL. So text DH to BidPal, and give us a housewarming gift.
Can I say something about that?
Mm-hmm.
D as in Donda, H as in house, but I gotta read the numbers. So D as in Donda, H as in house, text that to 243-725. If we don't take care of ourselves, who will? If we don't give not only of our time, because I know there are a lot of people who are at work right now who are doing other things and may not have the time to give, but whatever you have to give is important. And we as a community and young people, this is not for individuals, this is for the collective. And we're just really asking you, here, let me take my glasses off so you can see me. We're really asking you to give of your time, of your resources, of your heart, so that we can grow the community. This is the effort that takes us all, that takes everyone, so this is very important. D as in Donda, H as in house, text that to 243-725.
So now we're going to go over and actually show you more of the amazing spaces in the building, which includes the Donda's House office. We're going to end there. And then we also want to show you the community room and other spaces that we'll be using. We're not going to go in the gym, but I just want to let you know the gym is beautiful. It's actually, I believe that like ESPN or some other big entity was involved in redoing the gym. And so that's another space like the Black Box Theater that we can use to do programming.